Good people, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. It was not a good sight for members of the Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention and Deliverance Ministry, owned by Chukwemeka Odumeje, in the commercial city of Anambra State, as they watch how their church was being demolished. Don't forget that Soludo some time ago, when he was sworn in as the governor of Anambra State in March 17, had talked about how he's going to fix what a place that was known all over Nigeria as the largest urban slum in the country, talking about Okpoko, an area near Onitsha, which has been said to be, the largest slum. And Anambra State Governor had invited all the landlords there. Odumeje was part of it, and he told them that he had a plan to fix the drainage of, Anambra State, and also to correct the notion that they are the ones housing the largest urban slum in Nigeria. And he made everyone to know that all the houses that are standing on the part of Okpoko, Sakamori, and other drainages in Okbaru, Onitsha North and South, which that all the houses they have been marked for removal. There were further meetings that were held on the 20th of April. Also, he had a meeting with them, and discussions came on. And but he was very decisive that he's going to do that, and he has started the demolition process. And unfortunately, the man who is well known in Nigeria as the Indaboski Bahose, his church has been affected. Talking about Prophet Chukwemeka Odumeje. And one of the most touching aspects of it is the fact that during a period of demolition, call it a heartbreaking activity or event, he tried to, come in to see how he can stop those guys who were carrying out the demolition, but everything to no avail. And it was not a good sight to watch how he was manhandled by the security operatives who were part of the team, and it has really troubled a lot of people. But then the governor himself has decided also to speak up about the demolition, because at a point a lot of people seems not to really know what was going on. Some were saying that maybe he committed a crime, talking about Odumeje himself, but the truth was that he did not commit any crime. It's just that unfortunately his own church was part of the legal structure earmarked for demolition. And I'm going to read exactly what Anambra State Governor had to say. Charles Soludo, he has spoken on the demolition of the Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention and Deliverance Ministry, owned by controversial clergyman Prophet Odumeje, aka aka Indaboski Bahose. It was earlier reported that Odumeje's church located in Bida Road, Fege, Onitsha, Anambra State was demolished by operative of the Anambra State government task force on Thursday, July 7, and a video capturing the moment the building was taken down was shared online. Governor Soludo has now confirmed the demolition in a statement signed on his behalf by his chief press secretary, Christian Abureme. It was stated that the church and other buildings were demolished because they were built on Fege waterways. Now, the press release with the title Anambra State Government Begins Demolition of Illegal Structure in Fege, read thus. It says, following the expiration of the more than 2 weeks notice beginning from April 2022, serve on developers and building owners who built several illegal structures along the waterways in Fege and environs within Onitsha. Anambra State government has begun demolition of such structure. The exercise, which is being carried out by a joint task force, commenced the exercise from Bida Road by Modegbe Avenue, Fede, Onitsha. The affected buildings include Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention Deliverance Ministry, shops, and other perimeter fences. The structures were marked since April 2022 and all developers and building owners were served notice to remove such illegal structure. That's to affirm that what we saw was not something carried out without the knowledge of the government of Anambra State. My colleague is here in the house, and we're going to be discussing that because the Nigerians are really troubled seeing Odumeje being manhandled. I saw the video, because of our community guideline. I can't show you the video, but it wasn't interesting at all. Watching a man of God of that repute being played down upon like that by men who ordinarily should be the ones protecting him, you understand? But he had to pass through all of that. But what do you have to say about the demolition exercise that Anambra State government is embarking on?
Well, at the very beginning, you would agree with me that Soludo had marked about 200 houses for demolition for blocking the drainage system in the commercial city of Onitsha. Soludo made that vow some time ago when he had a meeting with landlords of the houses at Onitsha South Local Government Secretariat, somewhere in Fege, and he said that demolition of those structures cannot actually be overemphasized. He talked about the issue of a carrot and stick approach because they were actually in democracy, and the fact that it was the drainage system in that area was getting really affected. Let me quote it well. It said, "We live in dustbin sites. Water must find its course. Even if you stop it, we don't want to use force because we are people oriented." So he just made up his mind that look, there's no going back to this simply because of the drainages, the issue of dustbins and all that has to be done.
Yeah.
Now, but a lot of people have been reacting differently to this, and there have been ample time because if you can recollect, this whole issue of demolition began just about the very next day Soludo entered the government house. He said that was probably going to be his first job that he was going to make done. He was going to make it happen. Okay. But nobody likes that issue of demolition. It's one process most government would love to avoid if they can. But the question is, was there no other way this can be avoided? Because Nigerians have been torn between two ways. Some persons are saying that maybe the government should have looked at another alternative route other than demolishing Odumeje's house. But then 200 houses are actually marked. Odumeje is not the only one. So if for any reason, because Odumeje is liquid metal and is popular among Nigerians or among the followers in nature,
as the Indaboski Bahose.
You understand? Now, if you exempt him, then there will be this issue of favorism or the fact that he's scared as the man of God and all that. Because some other persons have been marked, so just follow suit, really.
Okay. Someone says here that the structure was actually erected along the Nwanyini stream and had to be removed. But looking at the pictures, as I believe our viewers are seeing it, the pictures on this video, I was of the opinion that there would have been a better way of handling this in such a way that it will not affect these people. If you look at the way the Odumeje's church was, I felt that what it really requires was to open up the front. Because I'm wondering, if you're talking about demolition of these houses and all of that, are you telling us that you're going to create a pathway that would take that parameter of houses, that's as from there, and totally the entirety of that place will be bulldozed and all of that? I'm just wondering.
I feel that this is quite a dicey one. I feel that if he is to take the diameter that is enough for the drainage, the Odumeje's house will still go down.
Okay.
Because one is a structured building upstairs. If you take the quantity you want, the whole building is demolished. It's useless. So the whole thing is for all to go. Then you now build the structure you wanted.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Very well.
If it was supposed to be just maybe 10 meters of the building, if you take away 10 meters from already structured building, the building is useless. So it's a case of all must go. And don't forget we're looking at drainage system here, and it's not just that, it's going to be a major one that will take care of a lot of issues of flooding in that area.
Okay. And another thing was it really called for the manhandling by the security operative?
Oh my God.
For me, that was uncalled for. This guy was not a criminal. Everyone will exhibit that emotion. So I was expecting that they would have taken him to a very safe place, shifted him away from, that demolition area than to begin to harass him.
Okay.
Imagine if it was someone who belongs to another religion, would they handle him like that?
I felt bad. Honestly, I felt when I saw it, my heart bled. I was like, oh, even let's remove the fact that he's Odumeje. Remove the fact that he's a man of God. This is someone who's going through a lot. He has lost his building, and this is somebody who, as at yesterday, he was a landlord. Today, he's no more a landlord, or he doesn't own a building called his church. And the best he can do is to be hitting him like a criminal.
It was really bad.
That was honestly, I think going forward, personal opinion, I think there should be some sort of apology coming up there.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, because and another thing I want to say is, I know it's going to be very difficult. 200 people are going to be involved in this whole show. You understand? But I was thinking if the government can also relocate them to another massive land, for them to take a space, because unfortunately, all of this would have been stopped at the beginning of the whole show. You understand?
At the beginning, there was something the media presence of Soludo said at the beginning of this whole 200 demolition, 200 houses that's going to be demolished, that could have broke my heart. I don't know how it's going to happen. They said, look, that they should take off themselves and demolish their house. That if the government will do that, they will pay the government for demolishing their house.
That's not possible.
Now, imagine a situation like that. After demolishing your house, your residents should pay you for demolishing their house.
You understand?
To make it worse, even if you say you're going to relocate them to another land, are you going to give them money to build the houses? And I thought would see of all, those whose houses have been demolished should be given some sort of compensation. But I didn't hear anything like compensation plan from the Soludo's administration.
Well, the situation is really, really troubling. But this is a kind of message to other people out there. If in the process of trying to build, government comes in and try to warn you not to go on, and you need to stop. And if you carry out further investigation and they say this land belongs to government and all of that, please stop it so that we don't keep on seeing these kind of things happen. Happened last 2 months or so, and it's happening again. The other one was far away in Abuja. Then we're watching another one. However, that's where we'd like to leave it. What's your position on the demolition of Odumeje?